Yoga is helpful for people who are on the spectrum because in many ways it promotes body awareness. That many people, whether they're on the spectrum or not, they live lives that are mostly just up in their head, right? We live in a society that really promotes thinking and figuring things out and working through our brains. But that is only 10% of our body, and we can experience our life in 90% of the other 90% of our body. And when we do that, when we pair that intentional movement with the intentional breath, then we find that we balance out our energy, right? That it's not that all of our energy is spent here and we get headaches and we're exhausted. It's that we are experiencing things through our whole body, and that helps to balance out our emotions and our experiences. Children with autism often aren't necessarily aware of their body or what their body does or how their body works, right? That there are students or children with autism that they are unaware of when they need to have a bowel movement. And so yoga can promote that body awareness, that as they learn how to do this yoga pose and breathe into it, it engenders this spatial awareness that they know where their hand is and they know where to reach back with their foot and how to rise up and where they should be breathing, which is usually into their belly, or they can watch the expansion of their breath, and that helps them to pair what they see with also what they're feeling. So yoga can be helpful for sensory needs because there are many aspects of yoga that are calming, that many times children on the autism spectrum are overstimulated in one way or another. And yoga helps them to reduce that sensory input because they are only focused on what their body is doing. They are only focused on listening for the sound of their breathing or to feel that breathing in their body. As a person practicing yoga tunes into the posture and becomes aware of their breath or transitions from one posture to another, their focus zeroes in on exactly what they're doing in the pose or in the breath. And in that way, it shuts down sensory input. So even though normally someone might be bothered by some sound or by some movement, when they're focused in a meditative way in a yoga pose, their focus zeroes in and kind of helps other things to fall away. And so in that way, yoga just helps a person to be able to better regulate being in a normal situation without being triggered as much by sensory overload.